Ever wondered which survival game will give you the most rewarding challenge? Or which one will keep you hooked for hundreds of hours? Well, you are in the right place. Today, I'm going to be counting down the top certain amount of survival games that you absolutely need to play. Let's get started. All right, getting straight into it, I will just start off by saying I was not intending to do a tier list video today. I'm recording this on, it is day what? It is Wednesday, and this Saturday is going to be the release of the Powerful devlog, but I thought I was in the mood to do a ranking video, and I really wanted to cover this topic, which I'm recording as I'm saying this, so you can all see we're ranking the best survival games that I have played, and anyway, right, let's get straight into it, and enough waffling. So starting off, we have Ark Survival Evolved. Now, I put this one first because this is the one I have the most amount of hours on. So I'm more of a PlayStation player. Obviously, I have a laptop or gaming laptop because I obviously need to use it for game development. But I'm much more fond of the PlayStation because I started playing in like year 7 and been playing ever since. And Ark is one of my most cherished games. I have 1,200 hours in it, which is nothing compared to most proper Ark players, like in the 10,000, same with Rust. But I really, really, really enjoyed Ark Survival Evolved. We will come on to this ugly variant of it, this infection, but we will start with this beautiful game. So, the reasons I'm gonna show you exactly how I'm gonna rank it. We are putting this straight into S tier, and this is where it's gonna stay. It's gonna stay at the top of S tier as well, because the reason I'm putting this as the best game ever is because A, it has breadth. It covers almost every aspect of survival. Secondly, I should have said this first, it has dinosaurs that you can tame and use to kill things with, and I think that's sick. Also, it has base building, and I am a massive fan of base building. It has turrets, it has PvP, PvE, a lot of weapons, there's bosses, there's tech and dinosaurs. I think that's pretty cool. Futurism and primitivism, that's probably not a word, but it is now. And also, I guess it's a lot based in nostalgia as well. I used to watch iBallistic Squid's playthroughs of this game. They were amazing. I can never go over that. And there are a few others as well, but his was in my opinion, my favorite. I'm trying to think what else I can say about this game. There's so much to say. There's no other game on Earth that will make me spend, I don't know what 1,200 hours is in like days or months, but I'm pretty sure I've checked before, and that's an entire month of my life straight spent playing this game. I used to play a lot with friends as well. We used to do big, 2-week-long sessions basically, and we got a boosted server and we'd raid each other, do factions and stuff. There was this one time I got an army of Thesaurusauruses. I put them on a raft and I came into Viking Bay, if anyone knows that, on the Ragnarok map, and launched an attack there, like a little D-Day thing. That was sick. In fact, this YouTube channel, I took down all the videos because they were poo, but I made a little cinematic actually in Ark Survival Evolved, which was like a D-Day thing. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I think just overall, my biggest factor, it's a dinosaur game with building, crafting, fighting, defending. I really like defending. And base building. I know I already said that, but base building is one of my favorite things about this game. Oh, and syntax. Syntax I would definitely say in there as well because he's amazing. Let's go on to this disgusting thing that's going into here. Now, core gameplay, these are essentially the same, but this thing is, I have a big problem with this because of recent things that happen with like snail games, and I'll go into a quick summary of it in case people don't care about Ark. But this was the original game. There were online servers with hundreds of people thousands of people on them, and they all got shut down because they basically came out with, this is Unreal Engine 5. This was made on Unreal Engine 4. Now, they basically made you pay for the game twice. Not only did they make you pay for the base game twice, but this game is made up of DLCs. If you bought all of the DLCs on Ark Survival Evolved, you are rebuying every single one on Survival Ascended. Secondly, there are certain things in Ascended, such as the Pyro main, which is basically a fire lion, which is significantly better than most creatures, and you can buy it. And not only can you buy it, which isn't bad on its own, but you can use it in a PvP server where the only way to get it is to buy it. Basically meaning pay to win. A lot about this game is just a massive money drain, and I don't support having to repay for games that I already own, especially on the scale of the fact that there were I think above the 5 DLCs that I bought in this game along with the game itself, and you having to repay every single one to basically get a reskin and a few other things like mods. Mods is the only good thing about this game, because on PlayStation I couldn't get mods, so that was pretty cool. And you didn't have to pay for most of them, but then they monetized all of the good ones and made it so you can use them on official servers. So in terms of general gameplay, they are the same. So the gameplay is still S tier, but how financially disgusting and greedy this game is, which is Snail Game's fault, I would add. And this is all while waiting for Arc 2. I think Arc 2 will be worth it, and I do understand that they need to make money, and they need to fund the production of Arc 2. And I'm happy to pay. I have bought this game. I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it, because I did. But another thing was, to force people to buy this game, they shut down all of the servers on this game. And then guess what? Recently they reopened them. And that was a Snail Game decision as well. So can we put Snail Games in F? I think that's probably the better idea. What is that? Oh, that was me trying to copy and paste them in earlier. Anyway, right. So that is the 2 arcs. It's gonna look really weird, I'm sure, in the thumbnail where Arc is on S and D tier. But financially, this is a greedy game, and this is an amazing game. Moving on, The Forest. Okay, The Forest, I never completed, but I watched people completed it, so I think that gives me jurisdiction to rank it. I'm going to say with all of these games, I haven't completed some of these games. Stranded Deep, definitely not. Terraria, yes. Minecraft, yes. Conan Exiles, I got close to. 7 Days to Die, there is no completion. This game I'll come on to later because I don't think many people know it. Rust, you can't complete it. DayZ, I have no idea. Palworld, you can complete it. I'm actually still playing this game, so I'm only ranking it based on now. And Subnautica, I also haven't completed because I am shit. So, and then this game we will come on to later because hopefully people know about this game, but I guess we'll see. So going back to The Forest, I do like The Forest, and I think it should go. We're going to start it off in B tier. Story-wise, this is going in S tier. It could go in S tier because of the story, the cutscenes, everything about the overall setting and theme and mood and art is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't like having to cut down every single tree and turn it into logs and bring 70 of those logs to make a hut. I think that's really boring. So the building puts it at B. Cutscenes put it at an S, so we're at A tier currently. I like the general flow of the game. I like the fact you have to defend. So, it's going back into S tier. But the thing that really makes it probably A tier is the fact that it's very repetitive on a lot of the survival things. It feels like one of those games where you shouldn't really be able to build and it should be more linear. So I feel like The Forest should be more of a Last of Us kind of game, because essentially if you want to build a base, you're doing incredibly repetitious stuff. Is that even a word? I don't know. And I just think that really takes away from the overall gameplay. And it's a story game, so why not focus on the story? It probably does. And I just wanted to build. But that's why I'm putting an A tier and not S tier, because it is an absolutely go-to game, go-to story. And I'm not saying it's a bad building system. I'm just saying it's a little bit repetitive. So we'll go in A tier. Stranded Deep. I've not actually finished Stranded Deep. I think I watched Dad's games finish Stranded Deep and I can't remember what it finished with. So story-wise, I think, it's a generic, you're stranded on an island and you have to survive. I think you don't need to take it into a different story. I think the story itself is fine. It's a Stranded type of game, so, which came from this one. But Stranded Deep, I think I'm going to set it in B for now. this game is, in terms of actually mimicking what actual survival is like, I think it does really well because it makes you put all the stuff on the ground. It makes you combine things on the floor. There's no like crafting table. You can't just magically craft a diamond sword or whatever. You have to get sticks and stones, craft them together, and it's a very nice progression system. It's very punishing sometimes because obviously if you lose everything, you lose everything. I like also how the realism, I think, isn't this game where there's a watch, which is your statistics. I think this is also the same with Green Hell, but I haven't played that one, so I'm not going to rank it. And I like that there are predators in the water, like sharks and stuff. I mean, that's cool. It adds a little bit of, what's the word, intensity into the game, a little bit of intrigue. No, that's definitely not the right word. And also, the biggest thing that actually I think this might be an A, no, I think it's between these two, so it's probably going to go in B. But I really like the fact that you can just constantly keep going to different islands. If this was all on one island, I think it would be a bit boring. But the fact that you basically have to go to other islands in order to survive means you have to go onto the water where the sharks are. If you didn't have to go onto the water, you could just chill on an island and it wouldn't be very terrifying. But getting into the water in a fucking dinghy when there's a great white trying to kill you, and I mean, I haven't seen a squid in it, but I'm sure there is one, is horrifying. So Strategy is going into B tier, I think. The reason it's not A tier is I don't like the building very much. I don't know if it's been updated because this was a while ago that I watched it. And the gameplay is good. It is good. Actually, I think they are very similar. The forest and this are very similar intro scenes. You're in a plane and it crashes, so it could even go to A tier just because of that cutscene intro. No, we're leaving it in B tier. I'm trying to think of a reason for it, but I don't know. I think it's too realistic for my taste. And I don't really like full realism because it's like, okay, well, I could just go strand myself on an island and get the same experience. I'd probably die, but it would be the same kind of thing. Whoa. Let's keep it down here for now. Terraria, I think this, oh no, okay, it's going in S tier. Absolutely going in S tier. Terraria is this the only two? Sorry there, guys, I actually clicked off and I didn't want to show everyone my clock's fire, which is what I time track on. Anyway, Terraria is 100% an S tier game. Why? Because it's the only is it the only 2D game on here? I think it is. This is, it's 2D, yeah. It's own 2D game on here. And the fact that a 2D game like this can be so complex, actually, to be fair, most 2D games can be really complex, but the complexity and the amount of just raw stuff that's in Terraria, I think is so cool. There are so many bosses, there are so many items, there are 4 classes, all with their own, like not hundreds, but lots of items that each class can get. And the best thing about this game is its replayability as a survival game. Most survival games consist of you just trying to survive. In fact, it might even struggle to like classify as a survival game, but I think it is because you have to avoid death and you have to craft things. I guess it's not really a survival game, but we're going to include it anyway. And it's more of a boss fighting game, but there's just so much to do. There's a whole 2 sections to the game, or maybe 3 if you count the end game after Moonlord. But what is it? Easy mode and then hard mode, and all of the different classes. Oh yeah, so replayability. You can replay this game each in a different class each time, and it will feel like a completely different game. Obviously, all the bosses will be the same, but every item you use, the strategies you have to use all change. The replayability goes crazy, and I think this game is like probably not even £8. And you can get, I don't know how many hours I've got on it, but I think it's over 300. So, you know, that's like a couple pence an hour if we're using British currency. But moving on to Minecraft, is this a survival game either? It's more of a sandbox game, but we're going to include it because there's survival mode. So we're going to be looking at the survival mode part of this game rather than creative. I think that, I feel like it would be, I can't put Minecraft anywhere below S. Like, it is the biggest survival game in the world. I think it's is it the biggest game in the world, or is GTA? I think this is the biggest game. I don't really want to say that. It is one of the biggest games in the world. And, you know, nostalgia points, it gets a lot of those. But is it a scary survival game. Like, I'm never actually afraid of dying because of starvation, which is a big part of survival games. There are also not really elements in the game. Like, a storm isn't going to kill you. You're not going to get cold in this game unless you get a mod. And the only real thing that's going to kill you at night is like a zombie or a skeleton. So in that sense, it's not really that survival orientated. But I mean, just like, it's Minecraft. I don't think if I put any less, it would just be wrong, because, you know, millions or hundreds of millions of people would disagree with that, because it's there and it's staying there. Conan Exiles, we are moving on straight away because I think there's not really much said about Minecraft apart from it is the S tier. Conan Exiles, I mean, let's talk about it when it launched and let's talk about its current state. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Okay, I'll add that later. I completely forgot there's a game I need to add that in a second. Okay, I'm going to quickly add something in. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, we're back. I added in this. I don't know how I forgot this. This is like literally one of my favourite games. Anyway, Conan Exiles. So, I got this game on launch day on PlayStation. I got up at like 4 in the morning. I was in year 9. I had food tech that day. I don't know why that's important, but I'm going to add it in anyway. And I played this game. And originally, it was really poo. There wasn't much to it. Like, it was kind of just it's just your average survival game. Like, and especially with Ark, it just wasn't up there. I remember playing and there was nothing to do in the game. Like, I don't think there was any bosses. The NPCs, the thralls were suboptimal. There weren't many people playing. Overall, it just wasn't a great starting experience. But as time went on, very similar to this game, actually. In fact, we're going to do that one next because this comes on to basically the same point. As time has gone on, they've added so many things. They've revamped every system. They now have, isn't it, I don't know if, I hope some people play Conan Exiles, but they have ages instead of like, so big updates they call ages, and they have massive overhauls of the system. And considering this game came out years ago, like obviously when I was a lot younger, this game, it's just, the amount of work that's been put into it, I think it needs to go in quite a high ranking. And as a survival game, it checks all the boxes. You know, you've got dust storms, the elements can kill you. Hunger and health are a big factor. There are enemies in the world that try to kill you, and enemies that aren't just like, I mean, there are other people in the game that can try to kill you, and there are thralls in the game, which are like NPCs that have camps and they try to kill you. But I think a lot of games like Ark, yeah, it's great. Its reason it's a good survival game is because it's wild. It's the wild and nature that's trying to kill you. I say nature, like dinosaurs. And same with, I guess, Terraria, things in nature, Minecraft, and the forest. The forest actually, maybe we should put it up there. No. But Conan Exiles has all of these things, and it truly feels like a survival game. Only thing I do want to think about, I don't know, because I can't put everything in S tier. I can't put everything in A tier. But it doesn't feel like it should go into B tier. I think it's going to have to be A tier. Also, I love the thrall system. I don't think many other games have this. But like being able to basically control other people. This doesn't sound right, to be honest, at all. Let's move on before I go into that. Fallout 76 has a very, very similar backstory to Conan Exiles. Again, I got this game when it came out, as a lot of people did. And it was atrocious. It was abysmal. I don't know, were there NPCs in the game? I don't think there were NPCs in a Fallout game. And I don't know why they did that. It was like, they told the story from notes. And it's like, I can completely see that from an indie perspective. You know, notes are a good way to cut costs in terms of animation. But if you're making a AAA game and you're using notes to tell the story of Fallout and use that as like one of the biggest IPs, oh my god, just why? I don't know why they did that. But in all fairness, they have updated the game massively. Similar to Conan Exiles, they have big update cycles and they constantly add new things. And because of that, I mean, it has to go in A tier as well. All right, am I going to put any in? Yes, okay, we're coming on to the shitty ones. But Fallout 76 is going to go into A tier. Firstly, the Fallout universe is one of the coolest universes, in my opinion. That could be a really cool a tier list video as well, like the scariest universes, even though it's been done a million times. But I think I want to talk about it anyway. Power armor, I mean, this is sick. Being able to use power armor in a game is sick. Also, the biggest thing that these two games have, this is surviving in the modern world. This is surviving in, like, obviously it's a mythical world, but let's say, you know, ancient times. And this is surviving in a post-nuclear, post-apocalyptic world. And each of these have this is a modern setting, so we kind of know what you're going to do. Ancient settings, you don't know what you're going to do. Post-nuclear setting. The reason this makes this game scary is because obviously it's a contemporary issue. And so surviving in a post-apocalyptic world is a lot scarier than an ancient one, because this is a realistic future, kind of. I mean, we're not going to power armor. Maybe we will. I mean, it's feasible. But anyway, I do also, there's turrets in the game, and I love turrets. And there's base defense. Oh, actually, you know what? No, okay. No, it is going to stay in there. It's going to stay in there. The reason I was about to put it in there is because I do not like having a limited amount of space to build in. I don't know if that's the same with Conan. Yeah, no, it's just this game. Oh, no, I think Conan does have it. Does it? I can't. No, it can't do. But games that have like that circle and you can only build a certain amount of stuff in that circle, it just feels so restricting, and it feels like I'm hitting the ceiling before I can even get on the floor. That's probably not even saying. Also, there's the stash system in the game. I'm a massive hoarder. I think the limit's 1,200. I'll get to that in 3 days, or just generally speaking, I'll get to that really quickly. And then resource management becomes annoying, but I guess that is a part of survival games, is resource management, so maybe that makes it a good game. There's a radiation stuff you have to worry about in this game. There are so many pills and drugs. Pills for medical purposes. Oh, well, no, to be fair, actually, yeah. Anyway, that is going to go in A tier as well, I think, because it's Fallout. I can't not. And these two games, exactly the same development cycles. Started off pretty shit, and then had loads and loads of updates that made it good. Right. I promise after this, I will stop putting... I will look at the other end of the board. But this is going in S tier. I would even put it above Ark. This is my second favorite game ever. It's such a simplistic game, and it's done so well. 7 Days to Die. You have 7 days to build a base, and then a horde comes. And this is every 7 days, this repeat, and the hordes get harder and harder and harder. Great progression system. There are, I think, classes in the game. This is the new game, by the way. So I played on PlayStation. We didn't get an update for 8 years, and I started playing this game as soon as they stopped doing updates. They stopped doing updates to this game in 2016, I think. I don't hold me to that, but I think it's 2016 they stopped updating this game. And I joined about 2017. I started playing 2017. First game I ever got on PlayStation, actually. And the nostalgia in this game goes crazy. The first night when I was like 11, and me and my friend having a sleepover, and we were playing this game, and it was absolutely... We were actually silent in real life because we thought we were going to get jumped by a bunch of zombies, and we stayed in the house and we just heard them outside. It was terrifying. Sadly, and they have updated it. So previously there wasn't really much to do apart from build, defend, craft, survive, which it's just good. It's good in itself, and scavenge. But there's now like a quest system in the game. And, that's just one massive extra thing for you to do to keep progressing. I also am a massive fan of the horde system. I think more games should have that, where you have to defend your base against a horde. I know a lot of games have it. But on PlayStation, that isn't necessarily true. Like Terraria, there's a tower defense thing where you get like the ethereal crystal and you have to defend and a bunch of things. But this is like what is it? The consequences of you not preparing is that you die. And also, it's a zombie game. I'm a big fan of zombie settings. I think they're so well known, but they're hard to do right. And this game, I think, does it right. Even though it uses a pretty common stereotype of it's a nuclear war has happened, zombies are here. But it's so good. It's so good. I need to think of better descriptors, to be honest, rather than just, it's so good. This game, I think I've got 1,000 hours on, just for reference of why I like it. Or maybe 1,000 hours. Maybe I don't, because this, each day is an hour, and I can't imagine I spent 1,000 days in 7 Days to Die. Because I did restart quite a lot. Me and my friend, we used to do live streams, funnily enough, on this channel, and they were great. Like, we spent literally 7 hours straight getting to the Horde. And, you know, bearing in mind the 7-day Horde back then was so disappointing. But now, if we did that again, it would be sick. So 7-day Star is going in S tier. Right. Let's start moving some things down the board. Citadel Forged with Fire. Now, most people probably won't know this game because it's not very well known. But I think it is amazing. I used to play it with my friend and it was brilliant. It's a survival game with magic and dragons and magical turrets. It's such a sick idea. It wasn't executed necessarily all that good. And one thing I was very confused by is it had a nice progression system. It was, you know, you could be magical, you could be a wizard, and you could use spells and stuff. And, like, you know, I think that's cool in itself. But I think the execution might have flopped in terms of there just wasn't many players. And this game was really, it didn't do PvP very well. I think there were a lot of rules of how you raid people. It also had the case of that ring system that I talked about with Fallout 76, and I hate ring systems. So for that, it is going to go into B. And it is a dead game, unfortunately. And the reason I'm not putting any lower is because it's a magical survival game. And you can use magic. Look at this. And you can ride dragons and use magic. I think that's sick. Also, the taming system was also pretty bad. I think also the animations were pretty bad as well. So there were a lot of problems with the game, visually and gameplay-wise. But as a game in itself, it's a survival game where you play as a wizard and you can use spells. Is Elden Ring no, that's a Souls-like game. We are not ranking that. Even though I would rank it F tier because I hate Souls games because they're too painful to play. I feel like this is not going to be a very appreciated ranking. Rust. So Rust as a game in itself is going in S tier. But Rust, in my opinion, is going in C tier. Rust is the most toxic, blood-boiling, throwing your monster out the window kind of game I think I've ever played. And I'm like, that's playing Ark, where you spend fucking 200 hours, you spend 3 weeks building up your stuff, and someone on a mutated wyvern comes and destroys everything. So it's pointless, and it's a really painful cycle. But Rust is even worse. Like, if you're not good with guns, you best hope that you get good at it. Okay, right, I don't know, that was a terrible sentence, I apologize for that. What I'm trying to say is, this is a very toxic game. I think it's a very high risk, high rewards kind of game. And I think a lot of people like that. I don't. I would much rather play a game which has a nice tiered progression. And there's a lovely progression in this game. But the biggest issue is the fact that, you progress and you'll lose everything so quickly. No, it's going in B. It's going in B. Saying that, I do think if you've got a lot of friends and you're just looking for a game, it isn't going to take weeks to get to a good point like Ark. I think this is actually quite a good game to play with friends. And as a game in itself, it's Rust. I mean, it is a really popular game. It only like I said, recently came out on PlayStation. It came out years ago, but I haven't played it in a while. I think it is a really good survival game. I'm trying to think what other things to say about it. I don't really... The building system's all right, to be fair, actually. It has a nice building system. It has... I guess it's more of a PvP-based game than a survival game, unless you're counting survival as survival against other players. So for that, I think, yeah, we could put it in B, despite how toxic and acidic the game is. Oh, all right. So what's next? D tier. I just don't understand why people like DayZ. I think the building system is abysmal. I don't think I've ever even built anything because it's just boring. It's too complicated for a building system. I don't want to be gathering all the nuts and bolts to build a watchtower. I get it's more realistic, and that is kind of another issue. That's why the issue I had with Strand Deep. It's a bit too realistic, and it's another one of those cases where you will lose everything. But the difference between this and something like Rust and Ark is that you don't have a base to go back to when you die. Once you die, you lose everything, and that's it. And and it's not really very... I don't think when I played, I don't think I even saw a zombie, and I'm pretty sure it's a zombie-based game. And, if I don't see a zombie, and I don't know, It's really not my kind of game. It feels more like a battle royale than a survival game, at just a really drawn out battle royale. So I think that's going in D tier. I don't know actually how popular it is, so people might disagree with that, but it is not my type of game. Palworld. Palworld is gonna go. Okay, no, I don't know where it's gonna go between B and C, because I really like. There's a base defense system. You can get like pals, and it's pretty cool. And there's lots of different. It's very, very similar to Ark. But the reason I'm not really gonna give it very high is because it's an IP thief. It stole Pokemon. I don't even like Pokemon, but I can see when a game like who merged Pikachu and a hippo. I don't know, but he's got a minigun now, and fucking pen. Like I'm pretty sure that is a Pokemon. Isn't that a Pokemon? A sheep with turrets as well. I love that bit. That's pretty sick though. This is one I played. I don't know what I said, but this is one I played really recently, and I'm still playing for it. And it's got interesting content, but it's gonna go into C tier because I don't support like copying pretty much. I mean, if Pokemon was to make a survival game, then this would be sick. But it's not Pokemon. It's Palworld. Like Pow, they could be Pokeworld or something. Well, I guess it wouldn't make as much sense. But it is really cool that you can get, Pokemon and machine guns together. By the way, Valheim is not on this list. I was just gonna say because I haven't played it, so I can't really rank it if I don't know anything about it. So just for clarification on that. Subnautica. Now, this has got to go into A tier, I think. I would put it in S tier, but I've not actually finished it, so I can't really say about the ending. The storyline in this game is top tier. You crash land on not just a planet, an underwater planet. Thalassophobia goes absolutely crazy in this game. Especially when the feeling of going to the big ship when it's crashed, once you're mid into the game or beginning of the game, is terrifying. Like feeling like not being able to see 5 meters ahead of you, but knowing that there is a Reaper in the vicinity is a terrifying experience. I think it even gets worse as you go further into the game. It does those kind of situations. The building in this game, I don't think is very substantial, and there's not really any base defense, and I'm a big fan of survival games having base defense games. But Jesus Christ, this game is so top heavy. I think we're at the end of the game, end of the session, end of the video, I'll do some shuffling around because this is a little bit uneven. Subnautica is going in A tier though, because great story, great gameplay, great environment, great horror game, to be honest. I should have put this in the last video with the horror games. This is a terrifying game. Although I count as a phobia kind of game. But anyway, let's move on to the final game. Now, the reason I've let this one last is because I don't think many people are going to know this game. But I remembered this last week, that when I was 7, the first ever game I watched, this game came out a year after I was born away, is Stranded 2. Not Stranded 1, because Stranded 1 was a bit dog. Stranded 2, it may look not very good, but this was the granddad of survival games. Stranded was. And what kind of English is that? So for Stranded, I think it should go high because it's nostalgic. And it set up survival games as a whole. And for its time, it was great. You could build and generate random islands. That was pretty sick. The story was a bit crazy. I think a pirate comes, you have to follow him. He abandons you. You have to collect some gems on a dinosaur island, and then you come back and you have to collect a lot of things with this tribe. And then you get sent home on a cruise ship that a tribe builds for you. So it's a bit of a weird story, but I think as a nostalgic game, it should go high. As a game in itself, and just compared to all of these games, it's going to go into B tier. Because it started all of the survival games, but as one in itself, it's not the most developed. But again, it came out so long ago. So this is the tier list. Now, I don't think I can have basically all of the games being pretty wishy-washy and being up here. So let's go through. I'll do a quick scan through of each one again. Staying in S tier, 100%. Staying in S tier. Staying in S tier. Staying in S tier. These are not moving. These ones I will move around, I think. I think the forest is a B tier compared to Conan Exiles and Fallout, because content-wise, there's a lot more in these games. Same with Subnautica, and the storyline is a lot better. So for Forest going down to there, I mean, realistically, I think that means we have to put like Citadel down here because it is a dead game and it just didn't take off and it's a bit janky in some places, so it is going to go down there. Rust is staying. I think Stranded Deep can stay in B. Actually, no, Stranded Deep is going down here. I think the same reasons as DayZ. It's a little bit too realistic for a game survival, a survival game even. Like, if I want to see actual survival, I'll watch a survival TV show or I'll go to an island. I mean, I won't ever do that, but you know what I mean. So I think that's a lot better. I think that's a lot better. This is this pretty good fun. I think this is a pretty good tier list. So I think that'll do it for this video. I don't know how long I've been like talking for, but I can feel like I've been talking for a while. So apologies if there was any waffle there. I'm glad you cut this one because I don't want people to be sat through 40 minutes of waffling. I mean, I think that's still going to be the case. I mean, these are waffling videos, to be fair, waffling about games, but they're fun videos to make, and I hope fun videos to watch. So I hope you all have a very okay. I'm trying to get the words out. It's not really going well. I hope you will have a great rest of your days or nights, and I will see you. I don't know when this video is coming out. I might even put it out tonight, maybe. I don't know. But this Saturday, devlog for Powerfall is coming out. I am going to be finishing the game tomorrow. It is going to be done and the marketing can begin. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your days. See you later.